Welcome to the Recession Proof Your Business Scale for Women event coming to Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm Melanie Yake, and we have Shelly Bays with us today. Hi, Shelly.
Good morning or good day, wherever you are.
Good morning. We're excited. We wanted to bring one of our speakers so that you could hear from her and all the great things that you're going to be learning at the Recession Proof Your Business event. Anza Goodbar, thanks for joining us and share with us what our audience is going to learn from you.
Well, good morning, Melanie and Shelly. Thanks so much for having me. I am so excited for this event. Every time I think about it, I just get goosebumps because live events are the best way to grow your business. And so you all have an acronym for scale in your business. And I thought it would be fun to use an acronym to talk about events. And so we're going to talk about scale, which for me means strategize, create, advertise, leverage, and engage. And so today I wanted to touch a little bit on the S for strategy. And so before you start planning your event, you really want to have a good strategy. And so the first thing that you want to think about is, why do I want to have an event? What's the purpose? Why am I going to all the trouble to do this, right? Because if you don't have an event goal in mind, your event is never going to be a success. So you want to be able to lay out the roadmap. And I know that you'll get a tickle out of this, Melanie, but you want to ask, what's your why, right? Why do you want to do it? What's your purpose? Do you want to, lead generate? Do you want to position yourself as an expert? Do you want to drive revenue to your business? Do you want to educate? Do you want to provide a certificate of some sort? Do you want to further a cause? Do you want to help people network? I mean, there are myriads of reasons why you may want to host an event to grow your business. And so I always encourage people to sit down and start there. And then you want to talk about your avatar, right? Who do you want to be there? And what's their life all about? And, so many times people come to me and they're like, oh, I just want to have women who are business owners and they're between 25 and 35. They have blonde hair, blue eyes. They've got 2.5 kids. They have a white picket fence and yay, well, that's a great starting point, right? But that doesn't tell us who that woman is. We need to know, okay, she's got 2.5 kids. Does she have a husband? Is she doing it on her own? Does she have support? What's she struggling with in her life? What's holding her back from getting to where she wants to be? Because ultimately, your event is that bridge from where she is to where she wants to go. And so on that bridge, you've got to be really clear about what she's going to experience on that journey. And then the third part of that is, what are her preferences? That really matters because we can make an event with all the things that we want to see and do and feel. But if that's not what she wants to see and do and think and feel and experience, she's not going to buy that ticket. She's not going to show up. And you're going to have this beautiful room waiting for people and just a bunch of empty seats. And so there's a lot of pre-planning that goes behind the strategy before you ever actually start planning your event with all the nuts and bolts and pieces that you need, from, choosing your venue to creating your to-do list and figuring out what kind of speakers you want to have and what the flow is going to be. You really need to know the answers to all of those questions first.
Wow. That's a
Yeah,
lot. That's a lot. And it takes time. And
it does.
the other, I would put a T in there too for the team, right? It's the
Right.
team that makes it happen, because
Mm-hmm.
even with a vision, you can't do it yourself. And that was so
No.
important when Shelly and I started saying we wanted to plan live events. Last October, we had our first masterclass series for Scale for Women, building sales confidence and leadership excellence. That's our avatar. That's our acronym, right, for it. And
Right.
so we said, Anza, we need help because we want to design a program that is going to be really empowering women business owners that are really in this recession-proof mindset of
Mm-hmm.
how do we upscale the skills that we need to
Right.
then really be empowered through this next year of 2023. And I know Shelly and I have talked about this so much. And so, Shelly, I want you to talk about the vision for this, because we have really worked hard together to kind of build this business since last July. And really, it's the core of who we serve.
Exactly. And this has been a journey, just like every other woman business owner has, of especially the challenges, the unique challenges that women face when we are building businesses. And so being able to bring in 13 dynamic, successful women business owners to speak into areas that are really critical to not just recession proofing your business, but to have it thrive in any economy. I'm a big believer that I can outcreate any economy. So we want to help other women to understand that they can do the same thing. And we have brought together women like Anza and who are very successful. I mean, Anza has helped to create over 4,000 live and online events, generating millions of dollars in revenue for her clients. And we're just very fortunate that Anza stepped up and said she wanted to be one of our title sponsors and help us with this event. And so Anza has been guiding us. And all of the things that we are doing are things that Anza has made us step back, pause, really think into, get very clear about, so that we could provide what women need, not just what we think they need. We've gone out and asked the questions. So we're bringing the right women with the right information to put it together in this package of a one-day event that is going to be literally transformational for a lot of women in their businesses.
Mhm. I think about
Mm.
the Bankable events name. I love the Bankable events because it's the things that you can count on, right? You can bank on having an event to be successful when you work with Anza and her company. And so one of the things that we're bringing to these women is if you are the expert in your field, in your industry, in your space, even if you have a brick and mortar, how do you then become the resource for your community? And how do you start having and hosting events yourself? It can be done. And some people haven't even thought about it yet. So I'm excited, Anza, because you've got a lot to teach people. And we just want to celebrate you and share you with the world.
Well, thank you. I am so excited. And, I'd like to speak into what Shelley talked about just a second ago about taking a pause and going back and getting those answers. Sometimes we don't have the answers as a business owner. We don't know some of the things that we don't know, right? And so that's why we pause, we start asking those questions, but then you go and you have those conversations. Who do you know that fits that person that you want to serve? Schedule some one-on-one calls, create a poll or a survey, pull together a focus group, because sometimes you just don't know those deep inside struggles. Because as women, we want to show up and we want to be confident. We want to share the best version of ourselves publicly, but privately, especially in the entrepreneur, small business owner world, sometimes we're a little isolated and lonely in that journey. And so being able to know that, hey, there are other people out there like me that I can be in community with is a huge deal when you're planning an event and bringing people together. They want to connect with other people who are like them. And if they know, man, I really struggle with lead gen, or you know what, imposter syndrome is kicking my butt. I can't get beyond this point in my business because I don't think I deserve it, or I don't believe I can really do it. And so when you know that those are the issues that women are struggling with, that's really important. But on the other side of it, sometimes it's a skill set, right? Sometimes it's a lack of knowledge, a process, a procedure, a roadmap, a business plan, and being able to know they need these skills. It isn't just a rah rah, yay, you can do it, inspiring event. Sometimes it's a roll up your sleeves, let's get down and dirty, let's do the work together. You're going to walk out with this result kind of event. And so those things are really important when you put together your research questions and you start to develop that avatar, because that's going to drive the flow with what you're creating and what you're doing and the results that you're going to provide.
I want to follow up on that. And because I have in my businesses, this is not my first business. And I have created events and done events and been a part of events for a long time. And things are changing. And so I think it's really important to also mention here that even if you are a veteran business owner, you would benefit from attending this event, because we are bringing in the women who are on the cutting edge. They are on the leading edge of the different topics that we're bringing in, like Anza. But I also want to point out this thread, because we've already done a couple of interviews with some of the other speakers. And this thread of community keeps coming up without being prompted, by the way. So I think it's just really important that women understand that we are a community. We are trying to create a community where we can uplift, empower, and up-level your skills to what is demanded in today's business world.
Mhm. And, you know, Shelley, I want to just kind of take that a step further. As I've been working with clients, you know, building community was a part that we made as one of our pillars inside of Bankable. And community means a lot of things to a lot of different people. And I think that really what sets Scale apart and this event apart is we want to build relationship. And so that's taking community to the next level. So many people don't know people inside of their community. They're proud that they've got thousands and thousands of people in their community, but they don't have that relationship. And if you don't have that relationship, you cannot serve at your highest level. And I think that that's one of the things in your hearts, and I know in mine, is that I want to deeply know the people that I work with and the people that I serve. Because when I really know them on a personal level, I can see into things that maybe I wouldn't if it was just a cookie cutter solution. And to be able to tailor make solutions for your clients is something that just isn't happening at the level that I believe that it should in the world of small business support. And I think that that's one of the things that we're really bringing to the table as a group of women business owners is we want to meet you where you're at and provide a customized solution to get you to your next level, whatever that may be for you in your business. And I think that's something that's really different in our model than what you're seeing by going to, you know, a Tony Robbins event, for instance. You know, everybody's getting the same thing, they're getting the same product, and that's all fine and good. But we're really talking about being specific and helping you be able, you as an attendee, be able to pivot and be able to, I love what Shelley said, outcreate any economy, right? Because that's really what it's all about. If we want to be able to thrive in our business, regardless of what has happened in the economy, I'm going to share just a brief story. In 2004, I opened a mortgage business and we were thriving. We were ready to go national. In 2008, our plan was to open up in the whole Western region of the United States. In 2008, everybody knows that the mortgage industry imploded in a very big way. And boy, did it suck. I was not in control of anything that was happening in the economy or inside of my business, right? And as horrible as all of that was, that brought me into the world of online business. And that started me on a whole new path of business consulting. When COVID hit, you know, again, it was a horrible, catastrophic thing that really impacted people. Again, you had no choice that your businesses closed down, your place of work closed down, you had to give up your job to help school your kids at home. There were a lot of things that happened. I was uniquely positioned, having gone through the mess back in 2008, to be able to pivot in my business and say, I know how to create a business to get you to six figures in 90 days. Let's put together a program. Let's bring people together. Let's use those skills to be able to figure out, you know, what your next is. How can you be at home and still be able to make money to be that second income in your family? Or if both family members, you know, lost their income, how can you bring the skills that you have together, partner, and create a business based on where you're at today? not everybody thinks about how their skills are transferable in a moment of economic downcline. But, you can. You are fully resourced with all of the knowledge that you have now to be able to pivot no matter what's happening outside of your little business space, right? And being able to help women see the possibilities and the tools that they have and how they can position themselves to be that expert in that time, in that moment. And, y'all know that I'm a Christian woman. I love the story of Queen Esther because I always feel I was born for a time such as this, right? You were born for a time such as this to be able to solve that problem in the marketplace. So if things aren't going well in your business, if you're feeling the ups and the downs and you're not having that consistency, look at what's going on around you. Look at the problems that people are facing. How can you pivot in your business and create a product or a service to solve that need? And that's a huge part of, what we talk about at Bankable when you're looking at creating your event. How can you serve your community? When we had our mortgage business, we used community events. We brought people in who didn't know what it meant to finance. If they had poor credit, what did they need to do to be able to be lender worthy? What does that look like? Did we make any money on those events? No, we didn't. We didn't charge a penny for those events. We did it because it was a great way to serve our community. But what did that do for our business? It created us as the go-to person. If you had a loan that was hard to sell or to close, we had realtors that partnered with us. We had title companies that sent people to us when their deal fell apart at the table. We had loyal customers that referred business to us. We did very little advertising because of the word of mouth referrals that we had. And so, again, going back to your why are you hosting that? How are you serving? What are you doing? What's the end goal? Those are all really important things to do. And regardless of what business you're in, whether you're a CPA, whether you run a social media company, whether, you're an AV video support company, whether you're a venue that hosts weddings, it doesn't matter. You can utilize the power of events to grow your business in any economy.
Mhm. I love that. The clarity, the confidence, the courage, the vulnerability, all of those things that we talk about that are so important. And once we follow those right steps, right, we can really outcreate the economy. We can. And we have talked about this, Shelley, but it's really the community go-giver attitude. And so when we understand how to do that from our core belief, from our strengths and what we want to deliver as a business in the community, how to network with other people to really just empower the community to use our resources, right? And that's really what our heart is. We want to help people become stronger themselves so they can be stronger for the community and really everybody that we can serve. That's really a niche market for us. So ladies, this is something that you do not want to miss. You do not want to miss this event. If you are just on the fence and thinking, can I really afford it? You can't afford not to be there. You really can't afford not to be there. April 22nd is going to be really life-changing for businesses that say, that was the pivotal moment that I realized that I had something unique, something special, and I figured out a plan how to make it all work.
I love it.
Me too.
Let's go. All right. Hey, if you still need to get your ticket, go to scaleforwomen.com. Get your ticket now. You can use the code LEADER. Use the code LEADER to save 50% off right now. Go to scaleforwomen.com and save 50% off your ticket price. We are so excited to pour into you and help you be a go-giver in the community. scaleforwomen.com.